Alright, let's dive into something that's got the streaming world buzzing, Lioness Season 3. But before we get into the release schedule, let me just say, this show is a masterclass in tension. Taylor Sheridan, the mastermind behind hits like Yellowstone and Mayor of Kingstown, has this knack for blending high-stakes drama with these deeply personal character arcs. And Lioness? It's no exception. Personally, I think what makes this show stand out is how it balances the global, high-octane spy world with the intimate, often messy lives of its characters. It's not just about missions and explosions. It's about the people behind the guns, the families they're trying to protect, and the moral gray areas they navigate. That's why, when I heard Season 3 was dropping, I was all in. Now, let's talk about the release schedule because it's a bit of a head-scratcher. Season 3 premiered on Paramount Plus at 3 a.m. Eastern Time on a Sunday. Yes, you heard that right, 3 a.m. What's the deal with that? In my opinion, it's a strategic move. Streaming platforms are constantly experimenting with release times to maximize viewership, and this feels like a play to catch the night owls and the early risers. But here's the thing. It's also a show that demands your attention. You can't just half-watch Lioness. So, releasing it at a time when people are either wide awake or just about to start their day. Genius. It forces you to commit. The season kicks off with Episode 1, titled The Spider and the Fly. And let me tell you, that title alone is loaded. It's a classic metaphor for predator and prey, but in the context of Lioness, it feels like it's hinting at something deeper. Zoe Saldaña's character, Joe McNamara, is a CIA station chief who's always walking this tightrope between her professional duties and her personal life. What makes this really interesting is how the show doesn't shy away from the consequences of her choices. She's not just a badass spy. She's a woman trying to keep her family together while leading a team of female soldiers into some of the most dangerous missions imaginable. That duality is what keeps me hooked. Now, let's talk about the cast because it's a who's who of talent. Nicole Kidman as Caitlin Meade, Morgan Freeman as Edwin Mullins, Michael Kelly as Byron Westfield. These are heavy hitters. But what many people don't realize is how these big names are used to elevate the story, not overshadow it. Kidman's character, for instance, isn't just a CIA supervisor. She's a mentor, a rival, and sometimes a mirror to Joe. Their dynamic is one of the most compelling parts of the show, in my opinion. It's not just about the missions, it's about the power struggles, the trust issues, and the question of who's really in control. Season 3 is shaping up to be the most intense yet. Joe's team is on their most dangerous mission to date, and the stakes feel higher than ever. But what this really suggests is that Sheridan isn't just interested in topping himself with action sequences. He's digging into the psychological toll of this work. How do these characters keep going when the lines between right and wrong are so blurred? That's the question I'm most excited to see answered. The release schedule for the rest of the season is pretty straightforward. New episodes drop every Sunday at 3 a.m. Eastern Time. 8 episodes in total, just like Seasons 1 and 2. But here's where it gets interesting. The titles for Episodes 2 through 8 are still under wraps. Why? Personally, I think it's a deliberate move to keep the mystery alive. Lioness is a show that thrives on suspense, and by keeping the episode titles a secret, Sheridan's team is ensuring that every week feels like a fresh surprise. If you take a step back and think about it, Lioness is more than just a spy thriller. It's a commentary on the modern world, the war on terror, the role of women in combat, the cost of loyalty. And that's what makes it so compelling. It's not just entertainment. It's a conversation starter. So, as we gear up for the rest of Season 3, I'm not just excited to see what happens next. I'm eager to see how it challenges us to think differently. Closing thought. Lioness isn't just a show about spies. It's a show about survival, sacrifice, and the human cost of global conflict. And with Season 3, it feels like we're just scratching the surface. So, here's my question to you. What do you think is the real mission of Lioness? Is it to entertain, to provoke, or something else entirely? Let me know in the comments. I'm all ears.